This athlete caught everyone's attention almost immediately, until people suddenly found out what she agreed to do. This is Veronica Miller, a successful German sprinter rapidly gaining attention both on and off the track. For a while, everything about her...
Why do you still post if you can...
Charioteer of the East, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dust, and my birth is from the house of death. thou art still nameless to eternity. Come thou forth, I say, and aid and guard me in this work of art. I am the charioteer of the East, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dust, and my birth is from the house of death. O ye true divine hawks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe, ye who company the bier to the house of rest, who pilot the ship of righteousness, Therefore all things are as my designs. Therefore do all things obey my word. Therefore do thou come forth unto me from thine abode in the silence. Unutterable wisdom or light, all power, grace, luxury, all that, name I call thee, thou art still nameless to eternity. I am the charioteer of the East, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dusk, and my birth is from the house of death. O ye two divine hawks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe, ye who company the bier to the house of rest, who pilot the ship of Ra, advancing onwards to the heights of heaven, Lord of the shrine, which standeth in the center of the earth. Behold, he is in me, and I in him. I am the charioteer of the East, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dusk, and my birth is from the house of death. O ye two divine hawks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe, ye who company the bier to the house of rest, pilot the ship of Ra, advancing onwards to the heights of heaven, Lord of the shrine which standeth in the center of the earth. Behold, he is in me, and I in him. Mine is the radiance, wherein tar floateth over.
The temple being in darkness, and the speaker ascended into his place, let
Let him begin by a ritual of the enter, as followeth. H vivo preocul, o procul este profani, bahasti, pera. In the name of the mighty and terrible one, I proclaim that I have banished the shells unto their habitations. I invoke Tahuti, the Lord of wisdom and of utterance, the God that cometh forth from the veil. O thou majesty of Godhead, wisdom crowned Tahuti, Lord of the gates of the universe. O thou of the ibis head, thou who wieldest the wand of double power, thou who bearest in thy left hand the rose and cross of light in thee, thou whose head is as an emerald, and thy limbs as the night sky blue. Thou whose skin is a flaming orange, as though it burned in a furnace. Behold, I am yesterday, today, and the brother of tomorrow. I am born again and again. Mine is the unseen force, whereof the gods are sprung, which is as life unto the dwellers in the watchtowers of the universe. I am the charioteer of the east, Lord of the past and of the future. See my mind, own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dusk, and my birth is from the house of death. The temple being in darkness, and the speaker ascended into his place. Let him begin by a ritual of the enterer, as followeth. H vivo preocul, o procul est profani, bahasti, pera. In the name of the mighty and terrible one, I proclaim that I have banished the shells unto their habitation. unseen force whereof the gods are sprung, which is as life unto the dwellers in the watchtowers of the universe. I am the charioteer of the east, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dust, and my birth is from the house of death. Thee I invoke, O thou of the ibis head. Thee I invoke, thou who wieldest the wand of double power. Thee I invoke, thou who bearest in thy left hand the rose and cross of light and love. Thee I invoke, O thou of the ibis head. Thee I invoke, thou who wieldest the wand of double power. Thee I invoke, thou who bearest in thy left hand the rose and cross of light and life. Thee I invoke. The temple being in darkness, and the speaker ascended into his place. Let him begin by a ritual of the enterer, as followeth. Thou priocul, o proculeste profani, Balastion Veda, in the name of the mighty and terrible one, I proclaim that I have banished the shells unto their habitations. I invoke Tahuti, the Lord of wisdom and of utterance, the God that cometh forth from the veil. O thou majesty of Godhead, wisdom crowned Tahuti, Lord of the gates of the universe. The temple being in darkness, and the speaker ascended into his place. Let him begin by a ritual of the enterer, as followeth. Thou
Ben White and Paul Walker.
proculeste profani, balasti
One
in the name of the mighty and terrible one.
Oh,
I proclaim that I have banished the shells unto their habitations. I invoke Tahuti, the Lord of wisdom and of utterance, the God that cometh forth from the veil. O thou majesty of Godhead, wisdom crowned Tahuti, Lord of the gates of the universe.
The Gnostic Catholic Church, the Order of the Knights of the Holy Ghost,
it's kind of freaking brave.
the Order of the Illuminati, the Order of the Temple, Knights Templar.
I have
Hello?
1 hour, no clubhouse at 1 hour before bed policy, so
That's smart, Ben. But I got a question for you, Ben.
go for it. I'll answer it really quick, but I do have to go.
What do you think what's your best and smartest response for a solution to what we consider a cultural problem in America?
That's too vague of a question for me to answer. Can you be more specific? I'm not trying to not answer your question. Please help me.
It's more of a philosophical thing. Do you think improving yourself is the smartest and fastest way to solve the problem that maybe Pepe and Beaver or yourself are discussing?
In regards to what?
In regards to the problem that you're talking about,
what problem are we talking about specifically?
Yeah, I'm a little confused. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. My theory.
I'm not rejecting you. I'm just trying to understand.
My theory. Well, if you read the Dhammapada by the Buddha, it says that the universe is mental. So if you believe that the subject creates the object, the inverse must be true as well. If you want to change reality, you have to change yourself. So the question is, how do you change yourself?
I still don't understand. What is your question?
Yeah, dude, be specific. Otherwise, it's really hard to answer what you're asking.
Like, I think I see what you're getting at, but it's too vague for me to give you a concrete answer. Respectfully, and again, I'm trying to hear you out on your question. I'm trying to insulate your question. It's very vague. Do you want to try to answer it again? Do you want to try to ask it again? Going once. Going twice.
Hello?
Do you want to ask your question again?
Well, I was in a room earlier today with all African Americans, and some people are very disagreeable towards white people. Some people say, "Why are you so disagreeable? You talk to white people every day in the real world. Why on this app do you feel that you don't have to talk to white people, or you can be rude to white people for the sake of being rude to white people?"
Sure.
So I'm just saying that on this app, like I've come to the I think the beautiful truth of basically it's completely pointless to attack anybody personally. And when people attack me personally, I always call it out now as ad hominem projection. And so that's what I'm saying is like what Pepe does and other race hustlers do is they're always calling out racial identity politics or crime statistics. Because the truth is crime is crime. If an American commits a crime, an American commits a crime. It's not our people committing a crime. It's American people committing a crime.
But it's individuals commit crimes, and I agree with your general premise. Sure. I also think that yes, Clubhouse is not the real world. I would agree with that. So, but yes, individuals commit crimes. And yes, I don't know how much of the conversation you were around for, but yes, I would agree with that general premise. And I agree that Pepe believes it. It's symptomatic of a larger of the group. I don't agree with that statement at all. But I'm logging off. If you want to continue this conversation, it looks like I'm just going to boom the room.
Hello? Peter, we want you to go to Iran right away to join the war. We are going to make you a general. You're our last and final hope, Peter. God bless. And we hope that You are successful.
The Order of the Knights of St. John. The Order of the Knights of Melton. The Order of the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre. The Hidden Church of the Holy Grail. The Hermetic Brotherhood of Light. The Holy Order of Rosecrans-Hidden. The Order of the Holy Royal Arch. The ancient and celestial rites of priesthood. The rites of the priesthood. The rites of Israel. The ancient and accepted Scottish rites of masonry. Sweet glory and love of masonry. The Order of the Martyrists. The Order of the Sapphire, and many other orders of equal merit, if of less fame.
My object all sublime, I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I mark the hidden sea, I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clear. I waited long enough. So let it come around. Let the gavel kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything. To make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime.
object all sublime. I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, threading through the night. I marked the hidden scene. I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clean. I've waited long enough here, so let it come around. Let the devil kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. To make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object all sublime. I shall achieve in time. You wore the borrowed face. You left no kind of grace. But every lie you spun turns back beneath the sun. I kept the final clue, like a blade inside my shoe. Now every step you take feels like the earth might break. So let it come around. Let the gale kiss the ground. I want the scales to sing on the edge of everything, to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. To make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object all sublime. I shall achieve in time. And if I'm wrong, but I have held on to the shape of what was lost to the price, to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. To make the punishment fit the crime. My object all sublime.
At some level, I'm not saying it's all one like cohesive like military operation. I'm saying that people will exploit people's emotions. Bad actors who may be part of an operation will exploit people's emotions on the internet to carry out their will, right?
So do we think it's because you took the sponsor on? Like they don't want you to be associated with the sponsor?
Anything that will, one, right? Anything that can be used as a vector of attack, right? Anything that they perceive to be a vulnerability to exploit, they will. The same thing with my subscriber community, right? And anything that will keep me going, right? If I have a sponsor, then I can continue to work full time as a citizen journalist, right? So if I have to do other shit to make money, then I'm not working full time as a citizen journalist, right? So anything that will slow me down or impede me is their intent. So every way they can cancel me, silence me, smear me, discredit me, starve me out, anything, literally anything you can think of. Right? And I'm not being a victim here. I'm telling you how it works. I'm not a victim. I'm still succeeding. So I don't have anything to complain about. The fucking retards posted about that meme coin all weekend. It ran up like 44% as a result. So good job, I guess. Okay, it's fucking crazy, dude. How retarded is that?
That is funny.
Isn't
Actually,
it though?
yeah, I mean, I noticed
watching,
that.
I was like watching. They were hosting those spaces and posting about it, and I was like, I think they're driving traffic to your. I was like, I think they're driving attention. Oh my God, they are. That's why I said thank them, because they're driving up, they're driving up the price. It's crazy.
Like, hilarious. Totally backfires on them, which is
How
so
mad do you think
comically.
that makes them, right? Not only am I still here, uh, it has the opposite of the intended effect. Very, very
Yeah.
odd.
It's like the people that go after Elon and Trump. You know, it's just hello. You're just making them more popular. You know, I think the good outweighs the bad, and I think in the end, people can sense who's good, who's true. You know, I think it's cool that you got a sponsor. Kudos to you. I mean, you know, I did hear that things changed with the payouts, and I know that a lot of people were like on, not furloughed, but, you know, they like stopped it for a while, which I thought that was kind of an interesting thing, which, I mean, I think did help in terms of removing the bots because they're not getting, you know, monetized. So, but yeah, I do think it's interesting that the more they're unleashing their hate on you, the more popular you're becoming. Now you got a sponsor. Who knows? Maybe you'll get another sponsor, you know, out of the deal. So kudos to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Very supportive of you.
You're awesome, Barbara.
Yeah,
Just to
she's
let you know,
yeah.
you've been sticking through it this whole time. You're a real one. Like,
Yeah,
thanks,
so
Barbara, for
then
being
the complaint was that, oh, there's some old ladies might buy the crypto and lose their life savings. Let me tell you this. One, I'm not telling anybody to buy crypto in my spaces. Okay. Two, crypto is gambling, right? And so when they said that, how mad do you think it is that I took it and I went and posted it and said, what does it say here? Yeah. Crypto is gambling. Do not buy crypto unless you know what you are doing ever. I really appreciate the reminder to add the disclaimer in there and caveat. That's very responsible of you to remind me to be responsible. Totally appreciate it. Went ahead and did it. And we'll continue to do so. Yeah, definitely don't want any old ladies spending their life savings on crypto. It is 100% gambling. 100% gambling. People can make money on it. Generally, no. Right? The math is against you. If you know what you're doing, you can. Never financial advice in here. But yeah, so that was the next one. I'm like, well, what else is there? You know, what else is there? It's just constant. So what do we have here? Okay, let's just do a recap. I'm going to finish it here. Put a bow on it. We have an account. We have botted spaces to attack me, right? See it there, right? 8,000 impressions, 16,000 listeners. So I wonder who's botting them. There's a certain account that's been hanging out in those spaces that's known for botting. I won't say who she is, but we all know who she is. Okay? So there's a certain account in there that's been known for botting spaces. And so she's been pumping up these spaces attacking me in the background with bots, making them look like they are popular. I just showed you that. I showed you the account attacking me since February, making the account in 2022, activating during my peak Epstein coverage in last year. First reply or post ever was to my CIA space about the the Washington D.C. shooter on Thanksgiving last year, and then also this account had the subscriber attack and now attacking my sponsorship, whatever, right? These are ways to try to stop dissent, right? I am a dissenting voice. I get attacked from all sides. I'm a moderate. I was more hardcore MAGA last year, right? And for the previous years than I am right now, right? I would not question the Trump administration. I was a straight up cheerleader, right? And I was one of those people who would push back on dissent. Maze knows this. I used to get in arguments with her about Trump regularly in 2024, right? You know, when Epstein happened, I became far more critical when the Trump administration said that it was a Democrat hoax, right? Let's look at my grok, huh? What was the first time I talked about? He talks about Epstein. So I had been covering Epstein while I was trying to get. See, guys, I was covering Epstein while I was trying to get Trump elected, and he specifically said that this was a campaign promise, right? He specifically said that that they would release the Epstein files. He didn't put it on paper. He said it during podcasts on the campaign trail. It's still a campaign promise, regardless, right? And when he came out last summer, and well, first they leaked a fucking memo. I think it was to Axios, right? And I even held the space on it that said that, you know, the suicide was a suicide. There was no evidence to charge anybody else, and they were closing the case. Right? Leaked memo. And I was like, no way this is real. We held a headspace on it all day. Like, there's no way this is real. And then the next day, they had a sit-down meeting, a cabinet meeting with the president and Pam Bondi, and a reporter asked them if it was true, and they said yes. And then I deviated, right? I was no longer a cheerleader because they did something that conflicted with my core principles, and I couldn't do it. Right? I could not reconcile that with my political views. That's when I started catching heat from my own side on the like that was my first big cancellation, right? Huge cancellation from the right on that one. Most brutal attacks I've had online ever. Doxing attempts and death threats and all kinds of shit from all kinds of people. It was also the first time that I openly criticized the CIA in my spaces. And like I said, that was just happened to be when that account activated. Right? I'm not saying that they activated her, but the timing is there for anybody to go see. Right? July of 2022, they verified, had never been active for 3 years, and then decided to activate during my peak Epstein coverage, right? And my criticism of the CIA for their role with Epstein. And then when I was covering Fort Huachuca, oh no, the attack in February came when I linked the CIA to Les Wexner, right? So that reminds me, the February attacks from that account, they coincided when Wexner was doing his interviews. They taped his interviews. He went in front of Congress. Very, very suspicious back and forth. He accidentally slipped that there was a Roman consulate, Romanian consulate that was brought back to his house by Epstein and managed his house for him, right? So I did what I do and investigated and figured out who it was. Well, I posted that and it went fucking ultra viral, right? Well, that same week, at that same time, the first attacks from that Katie happened. The very thing, that whole fucking thing activated that same time, right? So the account activated during my peak Epstein coverage. It became verified during this is all verifiable. Go check yourselves. Do your own due diligence. Or go back and watch it. I showed you. Okay? The account created in 2022, it activated.
Did you just say do your own diligence?
Became verified in July of 2022 during my first peak Epstein CIA coverage, right? The very first time that it posted or replied was to my CIA space on Thanksgiving, right? The first time that it attacked me openly on the timeline was in February during my peak CIA Wexner coverage. right? This is the pattern. Go look at it yourself. Okay, search. Search for Wexner on my timeline. Look at the video when I was scrolling through, or search the mentions of me on that account, right? You'll see the timing is there. Let's see, when was the first time, when was the first time, I know I'm just doing this because I want to show you guys. I would rather just show you, first time, I know that you're in the space, you can't see it, he posted about Epstein ever. Let's see when the first time I posted about Epstein ever. So January 2024, okay? So that was when Biden was in office. I think I did a space before that towards the end of the year announcing it. He has posted extensively about Epstein since then. File drops in mid-2024, promises to declassify, right? Connections to broader issues, heavy coverage in 2025. The accounts focus on it as a nonpartisan rogue government issue started building from those initial 2024 file drops, right? My coverage has been consistent. My record is there for anybody to go check. If you don't believe me about anything, ask me. What I will not tolerate, and I blocked a whole shitload of these people that were hanging out in these spaces every day, right? They had my name in the title, fucking smearing me for 8, 10, 12 hours daily for 4 months now. And my mutuals, right? People who host spaces with me or speak in my stages or act like they're my friends are hanging out there. I started fucking unfollowing them and blocking them because you can see what I do, right? I cover high profile, intelligence adjacent government corruption cases, and it brings me heat from all sides. I get attacked from the Democrats, I get attacked from the Republicans, I get attacked from the foreign squads, right? The fucking Zionists, everybody, right? I piss everybody off. And so I don't need any snakes around me who are going to give attention to or airtime to or any kind of credit to people who are trying to destroy me when I am effective at my job, right? So I started fucking unblocking people unfollowing people and blocking them just to kind of cut out the noise. Because I have a limited amount of time to pay attention to what I research and work on all day. And half of the time, I am getting DMs about these accounts, posting about me, hosting spaces about me, whatever, right? It's constant. It never fucking stops. I eventually had to tell people to stop messaging me about it, right? They're like, oh, I didn't mean to do anything. Fucking just stop. Stop sending me that shit. I don't fucking care, right? I'm doing this one space to address all of this shit because I'm ignoring it going forward, but I'm also highlighting what these people are, what they do, right? Who are they? What is their intent here? Do they have an agenda? What's their agenda? Look into them, right? Or do they hate Candace Owens? Some of these people came after me because Candace Owens follows me and reposts me sometimes. I don't always agree with her, right? I'm not like personal friends with her, right? But I do like the work that she does, and she's an incredible voice for dissent on the right, right? And we need that. We need dissent. And so they will swarm me just for that fact alone, right? Just if she reposts me once, all of her fucking haters will swarm me just for that fact alone. Outside of that, whenever I get really viral content, these fucking Fed accounts, literal like Fed accounts, right? Enrique Tarrio, for example, who I've never engaged with, right? Worked as a Fed under the Obama administration, federal informant, will start working together, reposting each other, quote posting me, replying to me out of fucking nowhere. Anytime that I go viral about intelligence or Epstein or Charlie Kirk for what you can. Anytime I hit a fucking nerve, this is the response, right? And so if you are claiming to be my friend or acting like you are a friend and you are like helping these people either passively or directly, I do not want you around me, right? That is just a fact. It has nothing to do, it's nothing fucking personal, but that is going to be the case. I don't need any fucking snakes around me, man. I get enough, right? I get, there's fucking came into a space and threatened to kill me, told me they're going to I was going to catch a bullet last week. I don't fucking need that shit. I don't need snakes around me too. You know, I'm over it. So here's what's going to happen, right? This is going to be my last time addressing this, and I promise you that for now, because I think it's kind of reached peak momentum. And I am going to focus back on work. I'm getting ready to travel, hit the road, and do some on-the-ground investigation. I was going to do it earlier. I was going to leave last week, but I decided to postpone so that I could get more done in one trip, right? So I'm going to be doing some on-the-ground investigation covering some of the topics that I've been discussing over this last year. Because of these fucking weirdos stalking retards, I'm not going to say where I'm going and what I'm doing exactly, but you will know it when you see it. And it's not going to be just one thing. I'm going to be going to at least 4 or 5 different cities on this trip across the United States and interviewing some key people that are involved with these topics that we've been covering in person, right? And investigating things on the ground. And that's what I'm going to be focused on. So I'll be traveling this next, I'll be traveling soon, right? And you guys will see more there. Yeah, and I'll host some video spaces. I love hosting video spaces. Love hosting video spaces on the ground. So, anyways, that felt good. That felt good to get off my chest. How mad are they? How mad are they?
LOL.
LOL. What do you think, Harmony?
It didn't have to be like this. That's what I think. I know that you're saying it's more sinister, but I'm thinking to myself, man, I wonder how I could have avoided it all.
You women are fucking. You are like. Coyote, why can't she see that these people have a fucking agenda? Like, everybody, why are y'all always so, like,
you try to be empathetic, I don't know.
It's because she does yoga.
It's always like that, bro. They'll say that we're going to be wrong and this, that, and then it ends up being right.
I think it's compromising your ability to think clearly.
No, I'm seeing what you're saying, I'm just digesting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of have to... You think someone's one way, and then you see how they act, and you're like, wow, you really were nothing like how I thought you were.
100%. The timing's what's crazy, because to think that it's been, 6 months? Less than that? I mean, it's not really, but that's an us problem. I do think, because, bro, I know how it feels. It's like, you wanted to just say that. I don't think you said anything wrong, but you feel like, oh, they think I'm crazy? No, bro. This shit's happening.
Well,
and you don't want it to happen to them.
Maze just said, you're fucking lucky I can't speak. But she said, she put her piece in the comments, and I can read them.
That's the thing, man. We're right on this, like, Maze. Everybody, it's like, fuck, I don't know what we're going to do. What are we going to do?
What's crazy is the ones who are like, I don't know, man. Like the Zionists coming after me for Epstein. I'm probably one of the most moderate people on the right that's critical of Israel, right? I'm never say it's the Jews. I believe in individual accountability, right? But if I have a problem with Israel being involved with their politics, I'm not going to be quiet about it, right? It seems like our fucking country is hijacked for the benefit of a foreign country. I have a responsibility as a citizen and somebody who has a vested interest here, my legacy, my kids and their legacy, right? To make sure that our country is not fucking hijacked and that we don't end up being destroyed as a result, right? Like, I have a responsibility to point that out. And the nastiness that comes with that, man, is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like what we saw with Massey, you know, he does support the integration of the technological and intelligence aspect of our military with Israel's in an official capacity, and so they were already calling him anti-Semite for it. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. That's woke. Listen. That's the same like emotional virtue signaling that I was critical of the left of for years when it came to hate speech and shit like that. That's the same thing, right? You can't call somebody a racist because they have an objective opinion about their future, right? Like, what is that? Hey, I don't think that a foreign country should operate our military. You're a racist. What? The fuck is that? That is a psyop. Listen, anytime somebody tries to emotionally manipulate you to make your point, if you're pointing out something objective, the tactic I was talking about, this account that's been attacking me for fucking months, every time I respond to that account, it's victimhood. It's emotion, right? You can't criticize me and attack me for fucking months, and then when I point out your tactics or your activation, say, oh, he's attacking me, right? That is an emotional response to an objective claim, right? That's like calling me a racist or calling me whatever, because I'm saying something you don't like, right? So if you come after me, okay, in any capacity, I reserve the right to fully respond, and when I do, it's usually with a very, very thorough pile of receipts every fucking time. And if you accuse me of something, I'm going to be transparent about it, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, ugly or not. And then I'm going to point out your shit, right? Who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, when you started doing it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You have that shit coming, right? And my track record in this regard is very good, right? I can give you a couple of examples if you want, right? People who came after me for Epstein and all kinds of shit. And I usually sit on my hands and don't respond and just start collecting receipts. And if they keep doing it, I just annihilate them with a post on the timeline. And then they go away, right? And that's what's happened every time. So you can just look into it, see if I'm right. Go ahead, Cody.
No, man, it's like the big thing is people, if like they just come up and like speak. Nobody wants to speak. They know attack. Like I gotta attack a person and find out. Like why don't you just come ask somebody? Hey, you do this? Am I gonna say no or yes? Like honestly, it's not. I'm very transparent, man. But people don't know how to do that anymore, man. It's crazy. I told you to quit engaging with them, though. They feed off of intention. I saw the victim. It's just like that one day, bro. Still, nobody sees it. It's like I saw it with you, but nobody else can see that there's a victim thing right there. And to your statement earlier, I think that on the Christian Zionist aspect of it, I think that they thought it's an attack on their faith or something. I don't know, but maybe we'll figure that out. But yeah, man, it's just rather, this is kind of a serious thing. I just want to kind of float that out there again for everybody. And it's okay to know somebody for 6 months and them maybe not be all right. Like, it's okay if they're not all right.
Go ahead, America.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show the gravity and the impact that your spaces have on the grand scheme and the bigger picture of things, right? Because if you're truly not making a difference, or truly not covering the topics that matter, or making no impact, you would never hear from people like this, and they wouldn't be an issue for you or the people surrounding you in your circle. And a wise person, said once to me is, if you don't have people that are disagreeing and trying to attack you, then whatever you're working on, is it really worth it? Is it really impactful? And the answer is no. So, it's a good thing that people like this are around, even though they're doing a very negative thing, but enough is enough. So, I appreciate you nipping this in the bud for everyone involved.
The cool thing is about this is that they kind of flush out the snakes, right? Like you see people for who it's a lot of masks off for people who are around you when this kind of shit happens, right? But also on the flip side consistently. Even people who I was like ride or die MAGA with, Sally, for example, some others, ride or die with, when I deviated on Epstein, they did not fucking attack me, right? That was cool. And Hit Slap, for example, these people, being my friend has done them no favors. I can tell you that. Like, from outside of me, right? They will go after people who are around me, right? And so not only have they been consistently like helping me out, like showing had my back, but they're also doing it in the face of a lot of attacks themselves, just for sticking up for me. That's what Coyote, right? He didn't jump on the bandwagon, and they started going after him. Right? Anybody who dissents, that groupthink mentality, right? Anybody who dissents, they go after. The people who can stick on principle and face that and continue to remain the same, I value those a lot, right? Incredible. It's incredible. It really does show like how good people are too, right? Like how consistent those people are. They don't fall for the bullshit or like the tribal group think mentality. 100% have a lot of respect for those people.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the people up here as well that you mentioned. I mean, I'm not familiar with everyone, of course. I've known Hitch for a while, but I just met Sally and Yote, and I've been
Well, if you didn't know, Sally is a 5'11", tall, skinny blonde. She looks like a Barbie doll, and I'm not even joking. She legit, right? I think she's in her 40s. Legit looks like a 30-year-old Barbie doll. I've met her in person at Utah. We went and investigated the Charlie Kirk assassination crime scene together, right? And 100%, she looks like she just came out of a box, right out of a Mattel box. Barbie doll, blonde hair, perfect
Blue
figure.
eyes. Green eyes.
Well, whatever.
Wow. Sounds like she's
I think
got the
this
whole
would be a
package.
good time.
But yeah,
She definitely does.
Oh, my bad. I don't want to cut you up. I just wanted to thank Yote, because he actually defended us as well. We weren't even aware of Yote, but Yote did his own research.
Yote.
And he was,
It's
he was
Yote, bro. What do you mean Yote? What the fuck is this?
Coyote. You know what I mean? Yote. I looked at his ad. My bad.
Wait, are you Mexican?
No, I'm not Mexican, but I am mixed. I'm mixed with my dad's from Trinidad, right? And my grandma's from Southeast Asia, and my mom is from the States. So I'm like,
she white?
Is
she white though? Or is she Mexican?
She's white. But my cousins are
Why do
Mexican.
you want to be Mexican?
My cousins are Mexican. I have.
He sounds Mexican. He sounds Hispanic.
I'm from South Florida. I'm from South Florida. I speak some Brazilian. You know what I'm saying? I speak some Spanish. I speak some Portuguese. You know what I mean? Portuguese, right? Different kind of.
It's like Yote in the whitest voice ever.
Yote. Dirte is what it reminded me of when they were like Joe Dirt. They're going, my name's Joe Dirte.
But yeah, I just wanted to thank him, man, and everybody else as well that supported what was anybody that was involved in that, because that's just you don't want to see that happening.
And one of the devs is from New Zealand.
You learn,
right? That's why they're calling him a foreign guy or whatever. Right. So there's like 3 main people involved with that project. One of them is from New Zealand. The other 2 are from America.
Bro, you came out and you said, like, gamble if you want to. Like, that's where it becomes, like, a kind of a, like, I mean, this is, like, it gets ridiculous at some point, bro. Because I want Space Associates to be able to have an opportunity. That's why I did that. I did not know this was going to make
funny is that fucking is Hobbs or Max Powers. After he hosts 9-10 hour spaces about me, you go to his profile. It's at Max Powers B. We'll shout him out. What's up, Hobbs? His last account got suspended. We won't say why though. He made a new account, and he hosts spaces about me for fucking 10 hours straight, and then he shows his buy me a coffee link. Oh, imagine that. Oh, we don't like people to make money though. We don't like people to make money. Just us. Yeah, I mean, curious though. Do you think that he could host spaces without talking about me? You think that he would be? I mean, he's getting botted. He's got all of those things. Do you think that he would be able to talk about anything if it wasn't? I mean, he kind of owes his entire existence to me, right? Like, if I give him content, right? Without me, where would you be? Something to consider.
Yeah, just to build on what you said, we've never come up here and chilled, and we will never come up here and chill. This is not what this is about. You know what I mean? And you know, it's sad that people are going to try to paint a narrative, you know, that fits their picture. But you know, I hope we don't have to experience this again in the future. Right? You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, like you said, it reveals people's hands. You know, your friends and your enemies alike. Those your enemies will stick their necks out, and
people count on you. People count on when they try to attack your credibility, right? They count on you being afraid, right? That's what it is. They want you to be afraid, or to continue, right? To keep speaking out, or to keep doing what you're doing, or whatever, right? Or they want to convince people to not listen to you anymore, right? It's to get you to stop. Anyway, you think about it, it is to. Oh shit! Did I just boot Maze? Oh, I didn't boot her. I was trying to. She was glitching down. No, I didn't. Anyways, they try to silence, right? Censorship happens in a few different ways. Okay, cancel culture is kind of a form of censorship, and you know, we saw it happen really hard with the left under Biden, and then I saw it flip and happen on the right under Trump with the Charlie Kirk assassination, right? And Epstein. I saw the same people who were admonishing cancel culture start to live by it. Anybody who is dissenting on Charlie Kirk or Epstein or whatever, right? Israel. I saw the same accounts who were opposing cancel culture before now embracing it. They will try to discredit you through smears, right? Doxing attempts, all kinds of shit, right? They will try to threaten you. If you don't stop talking, they will go after the people who are around you to try to isolate you. And if that doesn't work, they will try to go after people who listen to you. And I have people who have supported me for years who are listening right now in the anonymous section. I thought the anonymous section was all haters. But I have to give a few people a shout out that listen to me anonymously, that are big players on the right who support me and do not want to deal with the drama of being seen listening to my spaces. But they not only support me, they contribute. If I'm investigating something, they give me leads, or they ask me to cover topics on the right that they are afraid to speak out about publicly because they don't want to get canceled by their own side or to get the same smears and doxing attempts and dragging that they watched me go through, right? And I'm happy to have weathered that shit because it doesn't faze me now, right? I'm already like, okay, my audience is used to it. I'm used to it. I have no problem looking into or talking out about shit that people are afraid to speak out about because they don't want to get canceled. You know, there's a race happening in California right now, and one of my MAGA friends asked me to investigate the Republican candidate because they're tied to the AI data centers and some weird shit with the Palisades fires. And they are afraid to ask any questions or speak out about it because they don't want to get attacked because the person is endorsed by Trump, right? That's not how it should be, but that is how it is. These are the psyops of today on internet land, right? Is groupthink and attack of dissent, systematically canceling people, right? Inorganic activity to prop up campaigns. I showed you the botted spaces, right? The accounts that activate out of fucking nowhere that correlate with covering high profile, when I say high profile, topics like Epstein or Charlie Kirk or whatever, right? These are the things that occur that I have observed that are documented on the timeline since I started covering it. I can tell you I've dealt with some bullshit online before. Nothing compares to what I've observed since I started covering Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, Epstein, and then Charlie Kirk. Nothing else compares to it. It's fucking insane. Absolutely insane. And it's only going to get worse, right? Or better. Now I kind of like sit back and laugh, right? Or my biggest problem is distraction. When you not only are the attacks meant to like discredit you or maybe even scare people, I don't. My pattern has been consistent. When you come after me, my response is always to double down and with receipts every time, right? That's just how I'm built. I'm stubborn in this way. It's not always a good thing, but that's my pattern. Right? Every fucking time they come after me, I double down. But also fighting back, right? Arguing, dealing with the attacks, it distracts you from the work, right? And so what can happen is, and this has happened to me a few different times, right, is that you ignore it long enough to the point where like you reach like this boiling point, right, where you finally fucking respond, and then you feel like you are just like going after it. My approach with this has gotten more systematic, right, where I will compile receipts for a short period of time, and then I'll drop it all as a thread, and then move on, right? What can happen is if you start addressing every attack, you will just completely just be spending all of your time addressing or defending yourself and not working on the mission, right? On what you're trying to accomplish. And so I always have to try to balance that, right? I always have to try to balance, do I need to address this? Do I need to defend my credibility? Do I need to spend time, addressing this? Or do I need to focus on what I'm investigating, right? I think I've done okay. I think I've spent too much time addressing this. But the problem for me is that spaces are kind of my weak link here, right? Is because I am a leader in spaces, and I love the people in spaces. I have a lot of friends in here, or quote unquote friends. A lot of people I do like in here, and want to build the community up as a whole, right? And when that happens, when this shit bleeds into spaces or starts in spaces, I feel more compelled to address it because there's an overlap between people that I care about and the attacks, right? And that's when I feel like I feel more compelled to respond. So this is going to be my break from this. After this, I wanted to address those couple of things that have been the smears on the timeline, and I'm going to be focusing on. So I looked into. I'll share a couple of things that I'm working on.